80 years, Hackman Lumber has been the trusted name for home improvement. Building a new deck? Start with the deck experts at Hackman Lumber, ready with the best advice. And if you need help from a pro, they can connect you with trusted local contractors. Hackman Lumber is home to one of the largest inventories of decking materials and accessories in Missouri, and Hackman Lumber will not be undersold on in-stock decking materials guaranteed. Finish off that new deck with endless railing options, balusters, and LED deck lighting to bring your backyard to life. While you're upgrading your outdoor space, check out their selection of grills and grilling accessories. Hackman is also now an authorized steel dealer, and check out their expanded paint department too with custom color matching. Make sure you follow Hackman Lumber on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok to catch weekly deals, specials, and project inspiration all season long. More information at hackmanstl.com. Hackman Lumber, St. Peters, Troy, and Pacific, Missouri.
Welcome to All Girls Final with me, Courtney Landrum, as your host, and Afton Spriggs as your Survivor expert. Sadly, we're missing Kasey today. She's on I think her first vacation with her husband without baby Jack.
Oh, he's not going?
No.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So she's out today. So I am here, and you would think that because of that fact, I would have watched Survivor last night.
Yeah, you had to, right?
Nay.
Nay, I say.
Nay, I did not. I did not. I'm sorry. But I did read a little bit of a recap about Survivor, and it feels like the big moment was maybe in the beginning.
What do you think was the big moment?
This is what I think was the big moment. I'm going to play a little audio.
Okay.
Come on in. Stick those toes in the sand. Look at that. We got folks going all the way back to the South China Sea when the game was still new. We're talking OG. Some of you so young, I'm not sure you were first when the fire first burned.
Oh.
Survivor hit Earth. If you got plans on Wednesdays, you might want to cancel them because the only place to be is in beautiful Fiji.
Oh, no. Jeff.
Here we go. Well, they all came to play. Ain't no sheep in this pack.
I can't.
Okay.
It hurts. It hurts my soul.
So I was reading a review about it, and somebody said Jeff Probst has gotten a little weird after all the years of doing Survivor, but they said in a good way. They enjoy his playful spirit.
I enjoy his playful spirit. And you know, I love Jeff.
Yeah, I know this.
He can do no wrong. However, I put in my notes from last night, Jeff rapping was so cringe.
What did the cast think?
They were into it seems. They go to they get tree mail that tells them they got to go report to the beach, something's coming. And he's like, "Hey, can I get a little bit of," and like tells everybody to like snap a beat. So they're all doing that. And then he starts rapping.
Did he have music accompaniment?
No.
Ooh.
No. And he's
They've got the budget to have a band show up.
Well, especially since the teaser we got, jumping ahead, is that Zach Brown is going to be there next week, maybe.
Is that the guy?
No.
Okay.
He's the one that has the song Chicken Fried,
But
not the one that dated Brianna
Chicken Fried. Gotcha.
That's Zach Bryan?
Yes.
I always want to call him Zach Bryant.
Yeah.
So this is Zach Brown.
Got it.
So
yeah, so they're going to have a guest on that's going to be performing probably.
I would think so. And so why, you could do whatever you want. If Jeff's like, "Hey, this is what I want to do," you could really pull out all the stops. It was just stupid.
Was there a reason for it?
He was like rapping about getting to the punchline of drop your buffs. So drop your buffs is
they're gonna change teams.
They're gonna change the team. So that's what Jeff always says when there's a big tribe swap. He says, "Drop your buffs."
Got it.
So it was all this little rap building up to the punchline of drop your buffs, and I was just like, the secondhand embarrassment was so strong. And I love him, but we didn't need that.
All right, so the changing of the tribes, did that mix some stuff up in a good way? Or
it did.
Okay.
I think it did mix some stuff up in a good way. I think some of those players that we were kind of worried about being more like being players from old era versus new era, we were kind of worried about some of those folks because they were on tribes that maybe want to see those people stick around. And I think everybody was getting pretty comfortable in the alliances that they had built. So this was a big shakeup, but I felt like the people that I liked still ended up in a decent spot. But I did make a note. The tribe that I would not want to be on was the Blue tribe.
Did they look around at each other and think that to themselves too?
No, I think the Blue tribe was really happy because the reason I didn't want it is because it had, well, Coach drives me crazy. And it just didn't seem like as strong on that tribe, not physically, but just kind of all around. And then I knew that Coach being paired with Joe and Colby was going to be a thing, and it totally was. Like,
Battle of the men?
well, no, because Joe and Coach play a similar game style of this, like, integrity, honesty, loyalty, that is more old school, not so much new era, even though Joe is new era. And so Joe and Coach were so excited to be together because it's like, man, I just respect your gameplay, blah, blah, blah. This is what did he call it? This is the Warriors Code. That's what Coach called it.
So many
Colby,
cringy moments.
Yeah, and Colby's not really that way, but I will say that, like, Joe is more his style of player. And Joe, if you remember last week, was kind of, in his season, his style of play was well liked. But in this season, he had a big clash with Rick Devens last week that they're kind of tired of that style of play and they want him to play more sneaky and all that. And he was kind of getting in the way of what they were trying to do on that tribe. Well, now that it's been split up, he's with people that are more his style.
And was it a random grouping and
draw.
It had nothing to do with the producers?
I don't think it could because it's like Jeff has like a tray of buffs that are wrapped up in like white paper. So you can't see what you get and you just walk down the line and hand them out.
Oh, okay.
And you can grab it from wherever. It's not like they're handing
I got it. It's like the knives in Top Chef.
Exactly.
You have no idea.
Right.
Did this switcheroo give anybody a definite upper hand?
I don't know that it gave anybody an upper hand. I think if anything, it caused a little bit of fear in most people because, you know, it changed. Somebody said it might have been, I can't think of her, Tiffany. It might have been Tiffany that said, like, these people I've been working with since day one, I wanted to go all the way with, and now I have to start all over.
But that's how this show is.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
Why is this shocking?
And it's shocking because it was very early for a tribe swap. I mean, this is only episode 3.
But it's also season 50.
And the fans voted for tribe swap.
They wanted to be unsteady the whole time.
And that's what Genevieve said. She was like, well, what I've learned about the fans is they want us to struggle.
Yeah.
And they want us to be like off balance.
Yeah.
You know, they want to keep us on our toes. So,
and if you were voting for all these things, wouldn't you feel the same way?
Oh, for sure. Because it can get boring.
Monotonous.
If people get comfortable on their tribes.
And if they have a plan already going in.
It can turn into, let's pick this person off, let's pick this person off. And it's very boring to watch. So it's not very much fun. But I was worried about some of the people that I've been rooting for kind of early because they got put into situations where I'm like, I don't know that they'll be safe now. I was worried about Christian. Things started to look like maybe he and Emily were on the same tribe to start out. After the swap, they were still on the same tribe. So right before they went to the tribe swap that they didn't know was a tribe swap, Rick and Christian decided to tell Cirie and Emily that Rick had found the Billie Eilish boomerang idol.
You're so bothered by it.
I hate it so much. And they just have to keep saying Billie Eilish boomerang idol. So really, Christian found it, but they planned to tell them that Rick found it because he has a history of being like the idol finder guy, and they wanted to keep the heat off of Christian and make it seem like, oh, this is just classic Rick Devens. This is what he does. So they have time to tell Cirie, and Cirie's like, she falls into it. She's like, I can't believe they told me. Like, they trust me. This is a huge piece of information for me. She's all in. They did it to try to build more trust with Cirie, and it worked, seemed to work. Then they were going to tell Emily, well, they ran out of time. It was time to go. They didn't want to tell everybody on their tribe. They just wanted to tell Cirie and Emily.
And they had no idea the tribes were going to be flipping around.
Right.
So there's no more discussion about this once this happened.
Right. So they get there, and all 3 tribes are standing on their own mat. And at the last second, Christian whispers to Emily, hey, we found the idol. Rick found the idol. We gave it to Aubrey.
No, we found the what?
The Billie Eilish boomerang idol. And they gave it to Aubrey. So they were trying to make sure everybody that they wanted to know knew about it before the swap in case they ended up on a tribe with Aubrey that they knew she had an idol. Okay?
Okay.
So he tells her that really quickly. She's kind of, things are happening. Buffs are being handed out. She's like, what's happening? They end up on the same tribe, and she's ticked. She's like, why was I not told this sooner? I don't understand. Like, this makes me not trust him. He didn't get to tell her the whole backstory of, like, we were going to tell you. There wasn't time to do all of that. So when they get to the new tribe, she immediately tells kind of the other side, Q, Ozzy, Stephanie, about this. So she kind of starts to flip on Christian. And then she realizes, what have I done? I've just given this information. So she has this total back and forth pendulum swing.
Whoa.
And after it kind of hits her that she's made the wrong move, she goes to Christian and she's like, I'm sorry. I told everybody. He's like, what have you done? Like, you're blowing up my game. So I was very stressed for him the whole time. He ended up being okay. But that tribe that had, so the remaining ones from the previous tribe that ended up together were Ozzy, Emily, and Christian. They have been to all the tribal councils. Yes. They went again.
They did?
They did.
Why?
And so they lost the challenge, and it was kind of Christian's fault. Not his fault, but he was kind of the leader of it. It was one of those challenges, and I hate them because I know I would be bad at every aspect of it. But you have everybody on your tribe is blindfolded, and there's one person who's the caller who's like standing up on a platform telling everybody where to go.
Yeah.
Go to the right, go to the left.
Yeah.
And there's all this stuff happening, and people are falling, and you've got multiple teams that are all doing the same thing at the same time. It's super stressful. And they even had to do a puzzle blindfolded. So you had to try to explain.
And you're a puzzler.
I know. And they had to try to explain to the person how to do a puzzle.
Yeah, you got to find the right person that can explain it in a way that people can understand. But that's hard for the caller.
Yes.
Does everybody have to take a turn being the caller?
No. Each tribe picked one person.
And how do you know if you're good at that?
You don't. Mm-mm. And so Christian was the person.
Oh, yeah.
And so the heat kind of gets put on you. So I was very worried for him. But we got some good little moments on that tribe because that tribe also has Mike White on it. It has Angelina on it and Christian. They played together before. Angelina made a cameo in White Lotus with Mike White.
Oh, she did? So
yes.
they're
pals.
buddies.
She said, we're like best friends outside of this game. And so they were excited to be together, and Christian played with them too. Then we find out Mike White is friends with Ozzy outside of the game. So Ozzy is like a Survivor icon, has been on several seasons, challenge beast. He, I guess, was a manager at a restaurant in LA that Mike White went to all the time. So they formed this relationship over the years, which was just a really interesting kind of, wrinkle to it that made you see that they have something too that could come into play as voting lines are established. The thing that was very frustrating is that it came down to a very close vote. It would have been very close. However, Q lost his vote. I hate that. I hate the lose the vote thing.
How did he lose the vote?
So early on, he and Ozzy, it was like, I think the first episode, they had to go to exile. And they had to kind of, battle or decide who was going to get an extra vote.
This is the first time Q's been to tribal council.
Yep. And he didn't have a vote. And so not everybody knew that. He kind of overplayed his hand saying, well, I actually have an extra vote, trying to scare everybody into maybe getting in line with him. It didn't work, and he went home. Oh. And I was bummed. I didn't love Q on his season. He's very chaotic, very, just go ahead and vote me out. I don't care anymore. But he was great in this season. He was so funny and entertaining and just played a little bit differently and was playing a little more old school with some of those players like Colby and Stephanie. So I was sad to see him go early, but when I sat and thought about who I wanted to go, I didn't want Mike White to go. I didn't want Ozzy or Christian. Or Stephanie or Emily. So I was like, well, it was either him or Angelina, I guess, that I would have been okay with, but still bummed.
Who is showing you so far to be just a complete badass?
I really think Christian has seemed to be in the driver's seat with this game. People listen to him. They seem to like his strategy plays and kind of follow what he's doing. And he's such a nerd. He's such a just kind of like a classic nerd type guy. He's not, very smooth, but everybody is just kind of following along with what he's doing. I've been very, very impressed with his gameplay. I put him still down as my winner of the week again because he just continues to play a really good game and make really good decisions and get people to trust him and do what he's saying.
Who's getting on your nerves?
Rizzo. And I know that Kasey loves Rizzo. He's from the last season that was just played. He's a young guy. He's just being really annoying and arrogant. He always calls himself Riz God, which I think is just terrible.
It's about as bad as the Billie Eilish winged immunity. What is it called?
Boomerang. He is calling himself a legend. It's like, dude, you've played a season. You're not a legend. You're not that great. And so he's just being kind of annoying. What I thought was very interesting, I put this down from my blindsided kind of surprising moment because we had something that we don't typically see a lot. So we had this moment between Charlie, who's a new era player who I really like, and Rizzo. And they're kind of talking, and Rizzo's trying to build trust with Charlie, and they're sitting on the hammock, and he's like, guess what? Somebody has this. Oh, Ozzy has the boomerang idol. Genevieve found it, and he tells him all about the Billie Eilish boomerang idol again. And you kind of think, oh, they're going to build a little thing. Well, Charlie says during his little confessional that he's really mad at Rizzo. And we're like, what? He goes, because of something that happened last night. Well, they rewind to the night before, which we don't get a lot of that in Survivor. There's not a lot of back and forth.
Showing you what happened.
Mm-hmm. And there's this moment where they're all at their new camp. They're all kind of laying around the fire. It's dark, so you can't see anybody's faces. They can't see each other's faces. And Charlie says to Rizzo, hey, did you have a Survivor bestie? Who was your bestie in the game? And he says, Sophie. And so then, Sophie made it to the final along with Savannah, who won. And everybody says, oh, so did you vote for Sophie to win since she was your Survivor bestie? And he says, no, I actually voted for Savannah. Well, in Charlie's season, Charlie made it to the final. He lost the final tribal by 1 vote, and it was his Survivor bestie who betrayed him and cost him $1 million. And he revealed that they don't talk anymore. They haven't spoken since then.
So he took it personally.
Yes.
Because that's what happened to his bestie.
Yes. And he was like, I want him gone. I have no respect for him. I don't like it. He's got to go. So that to me was a very shocking kind of moment because you think you're seeing
they're getting tight,
and Charlie's playing him. He's like, he's got to go. And so I think that
because if that's his gameplay, you don't want that person. You can't trust anything they say.
He said, I don't want him anywhere near a final tribal.
Huh.
I don't want him on the jury. I don't want him in the final 3. I want him gone. And
yeah,
so
he revealed too much.
He did. And so that was what I put down as my $1 million mistake for the week, is that when Rizzo revealed that, he should have realized that that was a big storyline for Charlie and his season. And Rizzo's a big Survivor nerd, so he would know that, because immediately after he said it, Rick Devens goes, oh, that's like what happened to Charlie. And you could tell it was like, whoops. So it was a big $1 million mistake potentially.
All right. And what about looking forward? And does anything... Oh, I did read something that people are thrilled about this season because there's no Uncle Jeff being said.
Yes, we are happy about that.
Or Daddy Jeff.
Some people, there were I think it was last season, the contestants called him Uncle Jeff the whole time, and it was terrible. There has been not a murmur of Uncle Jeff. So, I mean, old era Survivor players would never even dream of that.
Right.
It's these newbies. I'm glad that has stopped.
Okay. And looking ahead to previews for next week.
Yeah, next week we got a sneak peek at the Zach Brown thing. There was some pretend movie fighting going on. I think they were just showing people goofing off at camp and trying to make it look like it was something. Nothing really stood out to me.
I hope that one tribe or the one team doesn't go to tribal council again.
I know.
These other teams need to not feel so comfortable. Everybody
agree.
needs to be on guard and have to deal with the threat of leaving.
Yeah, and Beck sat down and watched a couple minutes with me last night, and Stephanie, who's now on the tribe that keeps going to tribal, she was on her season. She was on a tribe that went every time, and everyone was voted out until it was just her left on a tribe by herself.
And that's somebody that has to play every week.
Yes.
You have to fight for your life to stay in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you want everyone to have a taste of it, because everybody should have to fight for this.
Yeah, I agree.
Those people that are just sliding by, it's not
the same experience.
No.
It's not the same game. It doesn't wear on you the same way. There were a couple of moments I thought of Kasey's cry counter, because these were the things that really hit me emotionally, and they're very Afton things that happen. So Chrissy, who is she's older, and we talked last week about her people thinking she was annoying. Well, Coach tried to tell her, because he likes her and wants to stay with her, and they ended up on the same tribe again. And he's like, "Hey, I want to tell you, people are saying you're talking too much." Like, he was really genuinely trying to help her.
Yeah, but still, it hurts.
That hurt her feelings, and she was crying, and she's like, "Why did I do this to myself? Like, I have a great life outside of this. I don't need to come here and not be liked.
Yeah.
Nobody likes me." And I was like, "Oh, I would cry about people not liking me too." And she talked about, she's got that gene, that breast cancer gene. So she had a double mastectomy. She had her fallopian tubes removed. She had, just all kinds of stuff done to try.
She's like, I got all this stuff, now I got to worry about just being
Yeah.
my personality is bothering people.
Yes, and I just thought it was so relatable. And then Angelina had a similar moment that Emily was trying to give her a heads up, like, "Hey, they're coming for you," and she was just so blindsided by that information that she was crying and was like, "Why would they be coming after me? Like, what did I do? I don't understand."
That's why this game messes with you.
It does. It
You
really
think you're
does.
confident in the world, and you get on an island, you got Jeff Probst rapping, people not
Nobody
liking your
needs that.
personality. You got Billie Eilish's
You have to-
one-winged angel idol.
You have to keep talking about the Billie Eilish boomerang. Chrissy's like, "I don't need this."
Just dumb. This is my life. This is who I am, and things are so much more magnified.
Yeah,
Every little thing.
Because you're not eating and you're not sleeping, and so you're not at your best mentally or physically, and so these things just wear you down. It was a good reminder that Kasey has auditioned or sent in an audition tape every year. It's a good reminder for me that it's not
It's
for
not
me.
your
It's
thing.
not for me.
It really isn't. I want it to be for you.
I know, but I don't
But
think
you're
it
too
is.
sweet. You're too kind-hearted.
I think it would hurt me.
Yeah, I do too.
Break my spirit.
Anything that you want to mention that we did not go over?
I don't think so. I think there was one other thing. I think we mentioned this to you before, but
Rocks?
No, I won't get into rocks.
Okay.
But actually, two things. Dee and Rizzo ended up on a tribe with Cirie, and them just geeking out over being with Cirie was just so relatable. Dee was telling the camera that before she went into the game, her best friend was like, "Do not get Cirie out as fast as you can." And she's like, "But I love her. I can't do it."
She's a better player than anyone. That's what they're saying.
Yes. So it was just funny to see that everybody knows that she's dangerous.
They understand it, but they think they can be different.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was very relatable. And then I think we talked about before how when Jeff kind of has his favorites, he starts calling them by their last name.
Oh, I don't know. I don't
So
remember
there's
that.
like Devins or Jonathan Penner. He always called him Penner. John Cochran, he always called him Cochran. Well, he has started calling Christian Hubicki, which is his last name.
Oh, so you think he's a fave?
I think he's a fave.
Does that help them or hurt them in the long run? Could be Jeff's fave, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I don't know if any. Well, Cochran has won. But Penner didn't. I'm trying to think who else he calls by their last name. I don't know that many of those people have won, but I don't know. They're kind of like, they get a little special, little special Jeff mark.
And that means something. But I think it would probably, if people noticed it that are playing, that would bug them.
Yeah, maybe.
Like your fellow contestants.
Yeah, like, oh, well, he's Jeff's pet.
Has Jeff ever in the history of Survivor Tribal Council ever showed emotion to somebody, cried when somebody got voted off?
I don't know if he has cried
Or gotten
when-
angry or...
He definitely, not necessarily at Tribal, but he has definitely gotten angry. He got really angry about Colton, who they brought back after he had quit. They brought him back for another season. He quit again. I mean, he was livid. And then
He was livid at Colton?
Yes. And then 2 seasons ago on Joe's season, there was this big moment. What was her name? Joe and the girl. Can't think of her name off the top of my head. She had autism. She had a form of autism, and so she really struggled in social situations, and she kind of had a big panic attack. And Joe, who was on a different tribe, they had a swap, and they had been close on the other tribe. He came over to calm her down, and that moment made Jeff
It touched,
cry.
it made him, it was such a caring moment.
Yes, and he had never really done that before. So.
All right, well, I was just curious.
Yeah.
If he ever showed some emotion.
He does.
Besides his, he was very emotional last night as he was rapping with no music.
Less rap, more emotion, same amount of no Uncle Jeff.
Well, Kasey will be back next week. We'll dive into the next episode of All Girls Final right here on this podcast.